All right, welcome back. Now, let's get it. Oh, Daktari is already in here. Daktari, good morning.
Morning.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Nairobi is the most unpredictable city under the sun. True or false?
Very true.
You wake up in the morning, there is something happening, there is traffic, there is no traffic. Today there is rain, there is no rain. The old road is flooded to the following moment. It's unpredictable.
That explains my lateness. I thought it's a normal day, hit huge traffic.
Yes. Oh, yes. But nevertheless, you are here.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
You're just finding us, taking a quick look at front pages. And of course, well, for a brief, we took a break. I want you to speak into the hearts of this nation as now the two of you, as senior citizens of this country. You've seen this longer than us, and whatever is happening in the country, when a suspect is, there is that part of the Constitution, you're presumed innocent until you're proved guilty. Where did this go to? And whatever happened. Let me just get to your point on the front page of the two dailies, the Daily Nation and the Standard, in 1 minute, if you can.
This one, Victor, it cannot be 1 minute because this one is the topic headlines in both newspapers.
Yes.
And let me start from this point that, you know, Victor, I'm an investigator by profession. I've been an investigator in defense for quite some time. Mm-hmm. And before I started being an investigator, I was an engineer. I was trained to be an engineer by the same armed forces. Now, in this, why am I saying this? It's just because that you can build a bridge, and it will take a lot of time, with money, with a lot of people. First to think on how to build that bridge, then the resources to put in that bridge, and then the benefit of that bridge. It will take so many people, so a lot of time, a lot of money, but it can take a stupid fella, one stupid fella to bomb that bridge down, not caring how much was invested in that bridge, how much was the reason why the bridge was built. Now, in this case, I'm coming in to this angle as a politician now, because I'm a politician, Victor. I stood for election in Transia parliamentary seat, and my name was swindled out of the ballot paper. I don't regret. I live to remember. Now, I'm coming to this one now.
Now that is a man speaking now.
Yesterday,
right.
I saw people demonstrating at the mortuary. Then they came to the police station. Some carrying the placard, some accusing President Ruto. And I said, now the president is not involved in this one. This one is just somebody. And when the IG giving out his speech on the death of this young guy, he said that my DIG of KPS was the complainant. And he said he has a right also to complain. And to me, that one was enough for the IPOA chairman to announce that the DIG should step aside to leave room for good investigation. But anyway, the IPOA maybe is toothless to some extent. That's why they could not, the chairman could not pronounce that. Even after the IG has said that the complainant is so and so. This guy, I'm an investigator. When I saw the photo circulating in the media, the way he was hammered, he was not beaten, he was hammered in the head. Victor, when I was an investigator in defense headquarters, I used to attend postmortems during that time of Dr. Chris Olumbe. He taught me so many things. How the brain works, how the brain is protected, so many things. Now, immediately I saw the photo of this young guy being mangled by blunt objects in the head. Definitely this guy was tortured. And anyway, the time he was arrested in his home village to Nairobi and then booked in the police central police station, he must have passed somewhere. That he took a lot of time. That is the way I see. And where he passed, that is when he was booked in at night. At night. And he was put in isolation room. Victor, my investigator, I have not started investigating this matter because I'm not involved there. He was put in isolation room. Why? Was he a murderer? No. He was not a murderer. He was just accused by a simple allegation that he raised against the DIG that is corrupt. I think that is what I got. Okay. Anyway, we can discuss now because the case is not in court. Now, Victor, when he was booked in the police station, I know the police station, the central police station, is full of CCTVs. And if they want IG to come up very clearly to Kenyans, because right now Kenyans are raising placard accusing the president, and the president is not involved. And I know right now what the president should do. I think he should direct the IG to inform his deputy to step aside for clear investigation. So that the opposition now are mounting arsenals to the government. That is what I know. And listen, this week, Victor, you'll see the arsenals that the opposition team are mounting to the government. They will blame the president for nothing that is involved. But the president is not anywhere, somewhere there. Okay. Just one person who has decided to bring the bridge down, the bridge of what do we call it?
It might be
of Raila and the government.
Again, it might be because the president is now the topmost authority of the nation. So, is it complaint or blame, but calling on the president to crack the whip?
Correct. The president should crack the whip
and
at this
as
moment.
they say, that the buck stops with him.
The president.
Karibu, Dr.
Yes, thank you, Victor. I think this is a very, very serious matter in our country because we're actually clawing back the freedoms that we fought for since independence. Freedom of expression, freedom of thought, freedom of being creative. Creativity is covered in Article 3 of our Constitution. We cannot take it for lightly that when people are calling upon the president that there is a mistake. The president is our father. He's the father figure. The president is actually the buck stops with the president. In fact, what my brother here has said, that people are calling on the president, or the president should tell the IG to put pressure. I mean, the president is the head of state. Why are we demeaning the president's authority and power in the nation and influence? Can't he tell this guy point blank, step down, or force Lagarde to step down, to be investigated? Who is above the law in this country? I mean, we cannot every day think that everything is political. This is about loss of life. We're losing the nation. We are losing our integrity. We are losing human rights face globally. We have been even, the UN the other day, our situation, human rights situation has gone so much below. Everyone should be concerned. It is our reputation globally. And therefore, the chief diplomat, who is the head of state, should guard against this decay and ensure that people's rights are protected. He's the only one who swore with the Constitution and said he will protect lives. He will protect the Constitution and ensure that the Constitution is implemented in our country. So we look at the president as a solution provider to provide solutions in situations like this. But beyond that, we are saying, as Kenyan people, I would say, we really regret what has happened, and we deeply send our deep condolences to the family. The situation is so bad.
Okay. Gentlemen,
just to add on, Victor,
yes.
The issue of IG suspending these young guys does not add up.
Langati was supposed to be suspended
does
first.
not hold water. These people are innocent. I worked in a discipline force. When your boss dictates or suggests, it's a command. So who is Langat with the OSPD and OCS? Anything he says is a command. The police force. So the IG suspending these young guys, the OCS, I don't know, the OCS is called who?
Stephen Okal, I think I got it.
No,
Yes, Stephen
no,
Okal.
there is OCD.
OCPD. Yes, OCPD,
even OCPD is, he does not hold water there. Even OCS and the sentry at the desk. This is a command. It has come from the DIG of KPS.
Okay.
It's a command. They cannot even question Victor. So the issue of suspending them for clear investigation, the IG, please, Kenyans nowadays, you know, my son in these normal things and international is very well equipped.
Yeah.
These young guys, they are very well equipped. Now, he was telling me, Dad, are you sure these guys who are involved, do they deserve to be suspended?
Okay.
And this issue,
even beyond
the
that,
IG himself has declared that his deputy, he was the complainant.
Okay.
Victor, beyond that.
Now
yes,
that is my son,
Okay.
who is just a student. That is my son who is a student.
Just a
And he's
second.
claiming that.
Yes.
We need to not lose the bigger picture. We have seen freedom of expression being constricted. This is the worst case scenario. But we have seen even arrests on, young people writing something on Mtandao. Are we saying, the way I look at it, Victor, are we saying now whistleblowers should not be there? If someone says someone is corrupt, what is supposed to be done? An investigation is supposed to be done. Someone is arrested for defamation. It is not even criminal, isn't it?
Yes.
Isn't it a civil matter? Why should it be treated as criminal when people are writing that someone has bought, that's what I heard, has bought a house in some place?
I have two questions here.
Hundreds of millions. Where do you get the money?
Yesterday in the morning, where you are sitting, Wafula, the chairman of the National Cohesion and Integration Commission, Reverend Kobia, sat exactly there. And I asked him this question. I still have it with my notes. Do you think there's a trust deficit, which is quite evident in Kenya, that Kenyans don't trust their leaders and institutions? And this was his response, that Kenyans are lacking, there is a trust deficit between Kenyans and institutions. And what he said is on record is the police.
Oh yes, I stand to support where
Reverend Kobia said there, exactly there.
Yeah, I will stand to support him and concur with him. There is lack of trust.
Then how do we bridge that gap? Because matters when Wanjiku is told that we need to come together, that national cohesion, but the gap continues to widen. The same question I asked, do you think there is a trust deficit between them? Let me start with you, as a young man.
Yes, there is a big trust deficit. Back to the issue I've been talking about Ojwang. I'll love to use that to explain this matter. The rate at which the government is double speaking is really alarming. It's speaking from both sides of the mouth. The police told us that Ojwang committed suicide by hitting his head severally against the wall, and then he succumbed to the injuries. And then after a few hours later, the same force is interdicting police officers who are in session at the time. Now we ask ourselves, if this guy died because of suicide by hitting himself against the wall so many times and succumbing to the injuries, why are you suspending innocent police officers, subject them to national embarrassment? That notwithstanding, you are interdicting police officers who are on duty at the Central Police Station at the time. Who are these guys who transported this gentleman all the way from Homa Bay to Nairobi? What are their names? Were they also interdicted? Were they police officers? It also said that Deputy IG was the complainant. If he was the complainant, then where did he record a statement that he had something against this young man, and who was the investigating officer? So we have so many questions in the air, and then what we are now subjected to are half-truths, double speaking. Things are not clear, and that's why Kenyans, especially the young people, are asking questions. Tell us the truth. We really need to know whether this young man succumbed to suicide or he was killed. And because it is taking long for us to get the answers, because there are CCTVs everywhere. We want to see the footage. How was he looking like when he was brought out of the cells? How was he looking like when he was taken into the cells? And everybody's complaining. So now the buck stops at the president. The president should come out. The country's bleeding. A dagger has been forced into the heart of the country. The president now should, exert his authority on this matter. He should tell the deputy IG to step aside so that we can have a clear investigation happening. Yesterday, my friend, when I saw the deputy IG standing next to the IG,
yes,
actually not behind the IG, it was directly next to the IG,
yes.
And the IG was saying that this is the person who complained, and then that we have interdicted these people, and the complainant is not saying anything. Nothing has happened to him. He has not stepped aside. We are really sad about our country.
Good point there. Quite salient point there. Wafula.
What I will say, at the beginning I said you can put a lot of resources to build a bridge, and then one person takes a minute to destroy that bridge.
Yeah.
Now the bridge of Raila and the president, that is broad-based government. You can see now it has brought an wound to that bridge, whereby I think the advisors of the president should come up very fast to advise the president to take action on the IG immediately, like yesterday. Even if the IG is your son, but now to bring the face of this country in a more organized and predictable manner, you must take a whip. So to me, this guy, when I saw the photo, it is true. And I think when he was brought from Oyugis to Nairobi, I don't think if he can take more than 7-8 hours with Subaru. I know the way Subaru moves. Subaru can take like 6 hours, less than 6 hours to Nairobi. But the time was booked in the Central Police Station. And the time he was pronounced dead. You can see that time. And it is in the OB. The time was brought to the OB, police station, and the time was pronounced dead. There is a contradiction there that he was taken to Mbagathi Hospital. What time? And then what time was brought back from Mbagathi Hospital? He left, his home village. The man with a profound mind. But later on, in the police station, and the following day is pronounced dead. We can't hide from this.
Yeah.
And to me, I know IPOA has no teeth to clamor it, but I think now this one goes direct to the president, that he should take an action like yesterday, so that to heal and to avoid a lot of debate on the Ojwang's death. Let him crack the whip on his DIG and heal the nation. Already Genesis are still healing.
Yes.
And now you add an insult into an injury again.
I want us to come back to that
That
issue.
one cannot come up
Very
well
good.
to most of the Genesis.
When you talk
and
about-
especially when we are heading towards the next general election. Already the country is in a campaign mode.
Yeah, but let's come back, because we're talking about truths and half-truths. Dr.
Victor,
over the weekend,
yes.
You will combine the two. Over the weekend, we've seen how politicians go neck to neck against each other. Some of the insults they throw against each other are actually unprintable. We can't even air them. We edit them for the purposes of news consumption. But when we decide to take everything raw and unedited on air, you would imagine the kind of turmoil that would be in as a country. We all belong to this country. Over the weekend, a member of parliament was in Gishu County threw unprintable words against former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. It's all out there. It was captured. But nobody has gone, for the mandibles of one another, to the jugular of one another. It's so normal. If this gentleman printed a word that is perceived to be a false publication, the rule of law is always there, Dr.
Victor, I will start by saying our country is sliding fast into autocracy. We have seen this before. We have seen this before in the 1980s, late 80s. I was a young man then. I was in university, late 80s. And we really fought, struggled. People could be arrested. My professor could say something in class. The following day is not available. We only knew that he had been arrested immediately after class. What he said in teaching us. We are sliding so fast into autocracy, and we must really be serious as a nation that we need to reverse this trend. And the president is at the helm. The insults that we witnessed over the weekend, the unprintables, imagine in front of our children. What are we teaching this nation? Then when our Gen Zs, we start blaming them for certain things when we have failed to be role models to our own children. We're doing the wrong things. We say unprintables. These things have been said over and over. It's a shame that when outsiders listen to us, what our politicians say, our so-called leaders say, you cannot be able to imagine. The monies they are pouring out there. The question is, even where is the money coming from? Millions and millions when people are hungry, when there are no drugs in hospitals, there's so many people are suffering, then you are saying you are giving them a placebo. You just throw them Panadol.
Yeah.
Is that solving this country's problems? I don't think so. So it's high time that these people became serious. We are having a serious governance problem in our country, I would say, without fear of contradiction. From the top to the bottom. Because there's no one who is calling these people to order. Even the speaker speaks goes into these dances and all that. What image does the speaker bring to the nation that is part of the dances that they're doing?
Does this remind you of Brian Odhiambo, who disappeared in Nakuru?
And he's nowhere to be found, nobody's concerned.
A month later, from March, does this remind you of Kianjakoma boys, the gentlemen who
the two guys who were killed, brothers
in Meru, and
nothing happened.
Nothing has happened.
There are many abductions, there are many forced disappearances in this country.
How do we bridge this gap, gentlemen? I mean,
I want to say something. I want to say something. You talked about the trust deficit. Definitely. Who speaks the truth in this country? Those of us who speak the truth, I never liked. People don't like people who speak the truth.
They're actually killed.
They're killed, they're abducted, they disappear. So the trust deficit in this country is huge, starting from the top to the village. And people take the cue from the top. They take the cue from the top. So I would like to say again that IG, all these matters, actually the abductions, disappearances, all these things have happened recently in our country. We can call Scotland Yard, like we did, the government did. Moi accepted that the Scotland Yard came in to investigate the killing of
Dr. Robert Ouko.
Yeah, Dr. Robert Ouko, 1990. Because our institutions here, our police, could not investigate themselves. Now we want to tell the police to investigate themselves. They're the ones who have done that. They're the ones who killed this young man. They're the ones who are complainants. When Victor, I have a problem with you, I report the police station. They open a book, investigation. They appoint an officer, you say, an investigating officer. Is the investigating officer who will follow this matter?
Yes.
Was Albert going to run away? He was at home.
Solution, Dr.
So the solution is that we need external investigation. And now there should be pressure to have external investigators to come in and investigate the forced disappearances, the abductions, the killing of the Gen Zs in last year. Because the president tells the nation they're all back to their parents, nothing further from the truth. So what are we saying? Should we fear to speak out? Should this be the end of it? I'll be arrested out here when I'm walking out? Our freedom was hard won, and we fought for our freedom. From those of our fathers who fought for independence in the 1960s, up to the ones now currently fighting for expansion of this space.
Thank you, gentlemen. Wafula, 1 minute. What is the solution? I mean, we need to stop this. I'm imagining the young widow left without a husband. The daughter is 1 month, left without a father. Solution?
You know, Victor, it reminds me when one day the speaker said that Kenyans are becoming heartless.
Yeah.
They don't care. Now this one brings to Ojwang's issue. When the police collected Ojwang at his rural home, they assured the parents that this guy is safe with us. We are the policemen. The two policemen identified themselves to the family. They trusted the police. That now, because there is that allegation, we are going to investigate and we'll let you know. The family had a lot of confidence to the police. Now, just some hours, their son is pronounced dead. And when I heard the fathers lamenting that he worked in the quarry for so many years.
20, to be precise.
20 years. Yes. You talked to him? Did you talk to him, the parent?
No, personally
Oh,
no.
yes, according to what he said, 20 years. He worked in the quarry for 20 years to raise this young guy, to educate this young guy. Sometimes reach a point that I need to have so many children. Now the only son of this young man, of this old mzee, is gone.
Okay, solution.
And that's where...
To bridge the gap between the nation and the institutions charged with taking care of our safety.
I think...
20 seconds, I know you're a good man, you will.
No, the buck stops with the president. The buck stops with the president. It's to whip. Those people are not working positively to the nation. To whip them. The buck stops with the president.
Thank you. I want to give a young man to finish. This time around, I've reversed the role. Go ahead, Kelvin.
The political skullduggery in this country is extremely annoying, for lack of a better word. Our politicians have become chameleons. They only speak depending on which political faction they belong. On this matter, we wonder whether the chameleon is black or the chameleon is green, or the politicians will address this matter as per where they are standing. We call upon the country, the politicians, the elites, and everybody to come out and condemn this kind of injustice, for our country is headed down the river. We are being taken to the dogs, and if you are not careful, history will judge us harshly. That notwithstanding, the young people should not, the young people should stand their ground to air their grievances and to fight for this country. Our pot is boiling, and we are the steam that must escape. This country belongs to every one of us, so we will stand for our country. We'll continue speaking the truths, calling upon the government to act justly, and we also call upon the president, who's now the father of this family called Kenya, to come out and give us a voice of reason on
Thank
this
you.
matter.
Asante sana. You know, today,
Thank you.
I really, we didn't talk about politics today because this is a matter that is cutting across because that's a generation lost already. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate. Kelvin Nyamache, who is leadership and policy analyst, one of the youngest men we've had on the show today, swimming amongst the older shoulders. What have you learned today?
What I've learned today is that
you'll tell me that after the show.
The older folks have started listening to us,
right?
And we are happy.
Not they have started. I've been in this game for so long. It's only that there's a coincidence.
Exactly.
We are together.
Yeah. We are together in this.
Nobody does
you are the best, but I've been chosen before.
Dr. Richard Bosire, University of Nairobi, lecturer of political science, always a guest on the show, as well as Wafula Mutacho, Ford Kenya chairman, Trans Nzoia County. Asante sana, gentlemen, for coming to the show. All right, my name is Victor Law. Let me leave you with one quote, that just concentrate on being faithful to the truth. It's as simple as that. Have a good morning. Bye-bye.